Hello, I'm John Weimer, here today representing your local Carrier contractor. Today we're going to talk about the proper maintenance that you as a homeowner can do for your heating and cooling system, as well as what to expect your local contractor to do for you when he's out here doing a furnace tune-up or an AC tune-up. The biggest thing that a homeowner can do is check the air filter. It seems like a real simple thing, but everything about heating and air conditioning revolves around proper airflow. If your filter gets too dirty, your furnace will run too hot or your air conditioner will run too cold. Some people like to think that is a good thing, have a colder air conditioner, but in essence, a colder air conditioner can create ice, which that ice will expand. It can crush copper tubing, it can break drain pans. Worst of all, it can send liquid refrigerant back to the outdoor unit, causing an immediate compressor failure. So it's really not a good thing to run that cold. Same thing with heat. If it runs too hot, your furnace has a higher tendency to get a crack in the heat exchanger, wear out limit switches, things of that nature. So airflow is really key. So you as a homeowner really need to be very vigilant on checking that. I have a lot of people ask me, how often should I change my filter? And I honestly tell you, you change it as often as your house requires it. Everybody's house is completely different. One person may change it every month, another person may need to change it every 6 months. Every house is different. The best thing to do is to get in a routine of checking your filter on a monthly basis. The easiest way I've found is, every time you get your gas bill or your electric bill, just pick one bill that you get on a monthly basis and say, hey, when I get this bill, it's time to check my air filter. You may not need to change it, but at least you've inspected it and you've seen the condition. A lot of different things affect how soon you need to change your filter. If you have a lot of pets, if you have animals that shed, if you open your windows a lot, an older house, newer house, a lot of things change with how much dust is in the air and dander and pet hair. So it's really unique to your house, so it's best to check it. So every furnace, every heating system has got a filter on it. In this situation here, this filter is located right here. Some furnaces it's located next to it, sometimes it's below it, sometimes it's above it. Either way, it's got a filter, and those filters have to be installed the proper direction. And we'll show you here. When we take this cover off, and we'll pull the air filter out. This happens to be a 4-inch filter. Some houses have a 1-inch thick filter. This one's is a 4-inch. We'll pull this one out, and you can see it's pretty dirty. It's not really bad, but it's dirty as compared to a new one here that's nice and white. But every filter has got an airflow arrow on it. The arrow points a certain direction. This filter needs to be turned towards the furnace. And it doesn't matter where your furnace is at, the arrow on your filter always needs to point towards your furnace. So in this case here, our furnace is right here, and our arrow is pointing down. So it's going to be towards the furnace. We wouldn't want to point it the other way, where it's pointing up and away. So your arrow always points towards your furnace. The filter will filter equally as well if you put it in backwards. The problem is if you let it build up with too much dirt, if that arrow is in the wrong direction, it can actually pull that filter material off of the cross members, and the filter can actually then get stuck in the blower wheel or something like that. So the arrow is just mainly telling you this is the direction it needs to go in, so that filter material never comes off of its reinforcements. So go ahead and put that one back in there. We'll put the cover back in place. Like I said, some furnaces have a 1-inch filter, some have a 4-inch. It doesn't matter. The larger the filter, normally the longer it'll last. We recommend that you always use a pleated type filter, one that looks like wavy white cotton. That will give you your best investment. There's no need to spend the $20, $30 on the 1-inch filters. They're like the ultra allergen ones. They're great filters. They do a good job. The problem is they actually do too good of a job, and they will actually lower your airflow going through your furnace and cause it to overheat. Same thing with air conditioning. They'll lower the airflow and cause it to run too cold. So I recommend spending the $2 to $3 on a filter. You're buying the right kind. If you're buying a thicker one, it's going to be proportional to that. So that's basically all that a homeowner can really do as far as maintaining their system. Once we get past this, you really have to have the specialized tools to check the amperages, the voltages, the gas pressures, the flue pressures, the carbon dioxide, all those little things that a technician will do. So that's what we'll get into next here, is what can you expect a service technician when he comes out to your house, what is he really doing? To to really see what are you paying for. He's not just coming out here and wiping the unit down with a rag and saying, hey, you're all clean. He's actually checking things out. So the first thing he's going to ask you is, have you noticed anything different with your system? Because you are, by all in all, you know the most about your system. You know how it sounds. You know how often it turns on. You know if you've noticed any special smells or unique smells all of a sudden. Tell your technician, because those are normally a sign that there's a problem.